That didn't work for me. That did not work for me at all. How is everyone feeling? We're feeling good on this Saturday night up in Boston. Yes. Word. All right, so my name is Janae Johnson, and I will be your host, MC, for this evening for the Minstrel Poetry Open Mic and Raffle. So thank you all for having me. I did not expect to MC today. I'm not going to lie, but we are going to have a lot of fun. We are going to have a lot of fun. Before we get this thing started, I come with a little bit of bad news. My friend Dominique Christina was not able to make it this evening. She had a family emergency, and she had texted me about it, and it is unfortunate, but we are still going to have a really good night. Are you all still feeling good, eating good food? And yeah, we're good? We're good? So how many of you all have been to an open mic before? Yes, yes, yes. So what's going to happen is there are a lot of people signed up for this open mic, and thank you. I dropped the list. And you all will have 5 minutes maximum of 5 minutes. If you have any exceptions, come talk to me. A couple of things that I like to do on the open mics that I run is, I don't care if y'all are talking when I'm talking, that's fine. That is completely fine. Talk on. But when people are up here and they are telling their truths and they are speaking their words, I want you all to show them the respect that they deserve. It is a hard thing to be up here and spit their work, especially in a room full of people who are drinking some good wine and some good beer and have a lot of appetizers in front of them, right? And it's a Saturday night, right? But it's a difficult thing. So make sure that you are showing them a lot of respect. Also, if you are not good at whispering, if you are not, you know if you're not good at whispering, right? If you are not good at whispering, then don't whisper during somebody's poem or performance, because you'll be exposed, right? You will be exposed very quickly. And you'll look around and people will be looking at you because you're not a good whisperer. So just refrain from doing that. Also, when you hear something you like, mostly for poetry, we have all types of performances, I think, but for poetry, if you hear something you like, what do? Yeah, okay, all right. And also, this is not a library. This is not a library open mic. So if you hear something you like, I promote for you to snap. That's a very poetry thing to do. You could be like, yes, I get it. So make sure that you are showing the artist as much energy as you can, because the artist will then show you more energy in their performance, and that's how it works, and that's a beautiful cycle that we'll have here. All right, so is that okay with you all? Yeah, we're good. Okay, so I think what's going to happen next is I'm going to start off with a poem to kind of make sure that you all are set with the room, and then Alexis West will be the first person on the open mic after that. Is that okay with you all? Again, we are at a menstrual health and reproductive justice conference and open mic, and some of these, there's like an intersectionality, right, between a lot of the issues that are going on. So you're going to hear a lot of stuff, a lot of stuff. So make sure you have an open mind, an open heart, and that you are showing everybody a lot of love, and that's the most important part, all right? Word? And how are we on language? We're good on language? There's always that one person that I love that says that when I ask that, and I appreciate that was you. All right. All right, so here's some intersectionality for y'all. All right, so to the boy who saw me and said, uh-oh, beware of the Dyke movement. It seems you are the kind of boy that likes to start fights with broken bottles. The kind who lives vicariously through world star hip hop. You are the kind of boy that takes the big piece of chicken and never finishes it. The kind who trains on his biceps but carries groceries for no one, that 10-minute workout boy. That ugly face flex in the mirror boy, drinking that milk from the carton boy. The kind that come too quick and too hard. You are the kind of boy that skips rocks in the bathtub and wonder why shit ain't going nowhere. The kind that hold on to his holy water just to let folk know he was saved, but you should know Jesus be drinking during your prayers. I'm just kidding, Tinder boy. Talking to me like I'm a common mistake. Like you are not one steroid away from speaking your mind, boy. One protein shake away from saying it with your chest, boy. All wet mouth and no spit, boy. You're the kind of boy that starts a basement band with himself and wonder why the drums never came. Wonder why she never came, Tinder boy. The kind still on your mama's insurance. The kind with your daddy's beer brand tattooed on your tongue. All loose swing and heavy arm. You are the kind of boy that feels the need to make a man out of a word. Beware of the dyke movement, you say. Yeah. Beware of me, boy. I'll take your clothes and wear them better than you ever will. I will take your girl and write a poem about your misfortune. Beware of me, I live, boy. I take all the big pieces of chicken and finish it, boy. I am my own music, boy. I am my own drum and song. I be going in on you, boy. I be moonwalking in Harlem, shaking to my own survival. Shit, I made it, boy. All swag and no shame, boy. So save that wishing well of a mouth for your road rage. Save it for your basement song. Save it for the drums and the rhythmless tune. Save it for your gym mirror. Shit, I wear this dyke like it is body armor, boy. Meaning your bullets are too soft, boy. My words are too pistol, boy. Beware of me, boy. Beware of me, boy. Yeah, you should beware of me, boy. Beware of my movement. All right, yo, that round of applause. I want you to keep that round of applause for the first poet or the first artist coming to the open mic. Give it up for Alexis West. If Alexis West, hey,
Hello. Hi. So, before I go on, my name is Alexis West, but I go by Queen Alexis. Yes, Queen, I am royalty and stuff. However, though, just to give you a little tidbit, I am an aspiring gynecologist. Yes. I also go by Dr. West. And so, I do want to say the reason why I want to become one is because a lot of women out there, we don't know. We don't know where we come from. We just know that we came out of the vagina, and then, what are we then? We're just toddlers walking around. We're just little girls wearing Huggies and Pampers and stuff. But what else are we? What else are we? You tell me, what else are we? What are we doing? Where did we come from? I bet half of y'all under the 90s could not even say where y'all came from, the female anatomy. Where did y'all come from, y'all tell me? Please tell me. Where did y'all come from? See, I know that I came from a home, a broken home sometimes, a home that was not told and not raised to know what my body was. I was raised to know from right from wrong, but yet to find out the light and what God has set for me. It's funny because as soon as a female gives up and conducts intercourse, she is no longer a woman, she is a hoe. Now, I know for myself, I ain't no hoe. I tell you that. I ain't no hoe. But still, it's a sinly sin that we have inside because society thinks that we are all nasty hoes because we condone this type of behavior, because we are disgusting, because we enjoy that type of stuff. Now, when I was a little girl, I wanted to be a fashion designer. I wanted to have my Dr. West, House of Darion type of stuff, how they always had it, Dr. West, the whole type of thing. Until I grow up, and me being black, I was just always discouraged. I was always told I couldn't be nothing. I was always told because of my skin color that I am destined to be what the government and what the democracy of America has made me to be. Now, I don't know if y'all see this tonight, but I ain't like that. I don't know if y'all know, but I live in South Boston. I have my own place. I graduate high school next week, and I did this almost all by myself, other than the help of my mom, which is right over there. All right? I did it. And I want to embrace girls and show girls that it is okay. There was times I thought I was pregnant. I thought I was gonna be a mother. I thought I wasn't gonna have anything, and I thought I was gonna live off the system like all the white mofos who told me I was gonna be. But guess what? I'm not. I'm actually above that. I'm doing better than half of these 19-year-olds out here in Boston, let alone in Massachusetts. So tell me how it is right now. Please tell me, because I know I'm doing great. And the one moral that I go by, I want y'all all to remember, is I am beauty at its best and nothing short of greatness.
Give it up again for Alexis. Word. If you all didn't know, there's also a raffle, so please buy your raffle tickets out there. Go see Kelly. There's a lot of great prizes. So I'm going to announce. I'm gonna really mess up a lot of these names. I'm just like telling you this right now. Is it Chris? Josefina? Josephina? Iris. Okay, sorry, I didn't know. But you are. You know. Wait. You are on deck. You are on deck. So that means you are going to go after this next poet. But I want to prep you because that's a respectful thing to do. But I'm glad you are ready, and I'm glad that you corrected me on that name. But right now, you are going to hear from Chella Quaint. Chella, hey! Chella Quint.
Hello. Oh, I'm much shorter than that. Thank you. Hi. So, okay, I have a job for you to do first. I'm sorry. I'm going to make you work before you hear the poem that I haven't memorized. I apologize for that. I have a job for you to do. It's an important job. It's a job of learning a cha-cha. Would you please learn a cha-cha with me? Is there anyone who'd be willing to come up here and demonstrate the cha-cha that you may or may not have already learned? Thank you. Come on up if you have already learned the cha-cha, please. Please come on up. Woo! Please come up if you have learned the cha-cha. If you have seen me stick it, I know a couple of people out there have already. Chris Boble has learned the cha-cha, folks. Chris Boble has learned the cha-cha. Is Chris Boble going to get up? If you have learned the cha-cha, please. If you have not learned the cha-cha, you may learn it from your seat. If you have not learned the cha-cha and you're a little bit of like an improviser, please come up anyway. And you'll just make it up as you go along. I'm so glad there's a radio mic. Right, the way this works is this. So my first poem, I'm going to do two poems. The first one is not a poem, it's a dance. It's a dance to teach people about menstrual products. Menstrual products come in four types. Four types of menstrual products, ladies and gentlemen. Can I get an amen? No, I'm kidding. Sorry, it's just that I've got a microphone. I've just got a microphone that happens. Four types of menstrual products. First type of menstrual product, internal. Everybody go like this. Internal. Second type of menstrual product, external. Now, before you do external, no. Second type of menstrual product is external. Now, for external, I would like you to channel the great improviser who we lost too soon, Robin Williams. He had the most flamboyant way of doing this move that I have ever seen. For the word external, you're going to channel the spirit of Robin Williams that is absolute campist. External goes like this. Like way over the, like, external. External. Now you guys need to be on your feet, I think. If you can, please do. If you can, please do. If you can't, that's fine. You can do the sit-down version. Internal. External. Right. So now for internal, you take a step forward on your left foot. Not enough people are standing. I've seen you walk around this whole conference. I don't care. I do care. I'm sorry. All right, you can do it on your feet. Gently place your left foot forward. That's internal. Gently place your right foot forward and do the big maneuver. External. Now you're going to take a step back again with your right foot, especially if you stepped way too far like I just did. And that's disposable. So you're going to fling your arm behind you. And also, it helps if you look behind you, too, like you mean it, because otherwise you might not make that trick shot. It's not that YouTube thing, right? So disposable, look back, disposable. Step forward on your right foot again. And this time you're going to do a roll with your arms like it's the 70s and disco is back. Reusable. And you'll find that that means that you can take another step with your left foot. So everybody, we're going to go this way. And we're going to go, do you need me at the front? Okay. We got it. So, left foot forward. Take it back. Let's take a step back. And if anybody else wants to jump in, join the back of the line. So, you guys come back, and we can snake around. So, left foot, and your hands ready. And you guys got to shout with me now. Internal. External. Disposable. Reusable. Internal. External. Disposable. Reusable. Internal. Reusable. Now let's see if we can go fast. Like dun 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 dun. Dun. Can you all do that, please? Dun 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 dun. Internal, external, disposable, reusable. Internal, external, disposable, reusable. All right. As you can see, it's a work in progress. But please take it away with you. Please give a huge round of applause to all these guys. I would like to see menstrual product conga lines across the world, and the reason for that is because kids are frightened. And a lot of those products, if they learned a bit more about them, they'd be less frightened. And they're frightened of leaking. And they're frightened of leaking because they've heard about leakage horror. And I experienced leakage horror when I was 13, and I wish I'd handled it a little differently. So I've written a love letter called To the Leaking Girl. To the leaking girl. Dear leaking girl, I love you. I love you, leaking girl. I love you, leaking girl, for walking down the hallway in a pale gray pleated skirt with a bloodstain on the back. I love you for throwing back your head in a way that should only give you whiplash, but somehow doesn't. And then throwing your head forward again to the side to share the joke with your best friends. I love you for the butter yellow cardigan worn on your torso and not tied around your waist in a panic. I love you for the eye rolling as you wave over some more friends and the hula without the hula hoop that you do to try to show them the back of your skirt. I love you for the chalk outline painted around in correction fluid in the shape of a dead girl wearing a pale gray pleated skirt. I love you for the arrow drawn in black Sharpie and the scrawled caption, "Couldn't you just die?" And I love you, leaking girl, for all the kids pointing and laughing for all the right reasons. Thank you.
Give it up again for Chella. Word. All right. So we have, how are we feeling? We're good? Yeah. That crowd participation was awesome. Let me just tell you that right now. That was the greatest thing I've seen all week long. All right, so Iris. Jordan, you are on deck. Iris, you are coming up right now. Give it up for Iris. Clap so she gets to the stage.
Hello, everyone. This is really cool. I want you to know something. This is the first time I'm performing something dear to me to someone else than myself in the mirror. So I have two things. First of all, I'd like to thank those two women over there who made me sign up for this. And then I have a poem for you and a menstrual manifesto. First, the poem. It's called Together We Bleed. Existence ain't real without blood. On moonless nights, on moonful nights, we celebrate because together we bleed. And we celebrate the blood that has been given to us to give back to our Mother Earth, who holds the tender soil in which our ancestral roots take rest. Because together we bleed. We are the bloodline. that connects generations of women giving the life that we are living right now. And together, they bled. We are the sisters. We are the guardians of the blood keepers. Because together we bleed. Cherish the blood. Honor the blood. Because together we will bleed. Oh, there's something else you have to know. English is not my native language. I'm from Holland. So I wrote this manifesto initially for girls, teenage women who are sometimes shameful of their cycles. I dedicate it to all menstruators on the planet. Rock your period. Befriend your cycle. Bless your blood. Pick sanitary products and contraceptives with greatest care. Your body deserves nothing less than the best. You've only got one womb. Be kind to her. And let go of the menstrual shame. And allow yourself to orgasm when you feel cramps or discomfort. It's the best remedy ever. You know, let your hormones do the work because they know. Unlock your female energy and break that fucking menstrual taboo. Cherish your ovaries. Keep your uterus happy. And be kind to your cervix. And keep that harmful chemicals out of your vagina. Celebrate your ovulation. Go with your flow. Take rest when your body asks for it. Sync your cycle with the moon. Follow your body's natural rhythms. And love your body. Love your uterus. Love your cervix. Love the fact that you menstruate and you get to experience that. Because it's time for some menstrual self-love. Period.
Word. Give it up again for Iris. Word. I'm gonna call. Nah, keep it going. Keep it going. Yes. I love the energy in this room. I'm gonna call Kelly up in her, to do our first. Our first raffle. Give it up for Kelly. We're gonna do the first raffle ticket.
So this is perfect. It's just my size. Thanks. Okay. All right. So I want to read a little bit about the donor of the first prize that we're going to raffle off. And just bear with me. Whoops. Wrong one. So keep buying raffle tickets. We have so many wonderful prizes donated by many, many companies and artists. Some companies and artists that couldn't be here and really wanted to be. So one of those is bepreparedperiod.com. So we're excited to have their period packs. Wait a minute. Oh my God, I'm failing at this right now. Okay, we're just gonna move right along. So, we're gonna raffle off both of the period packs, bepreparedperiod.com, safe place for questions and answers about menstruation, feminine hygiene, the female body, and more. And so we're very, very grateful to have their donation. And does somebody wanna hold the bucket while I pick? Okay, great. All right. Yes. Oh, you are. I'm so glad. Oh, good. Here, stand up. Why didn't you say so? I'm up here fumbling around with the phone. She's like, that's fine. I'm going to just let her look like an ass. It's fine. No problem. Yeah. Sisterhood. Great. All right. Shake it up, 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 shake it up. And here we go. Megan. Yay! Thank you. First prize of the night. So, next prize was a vendor who was here over the last 3 days. New view of woman's body. And it's signed. Signed copy. Somewhere. It's signed somewhere. She says she signed it. She lied. All right, just kidding. It's just a book. It's a great book, though. All right. Shake it up, 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 shake it up. Okay. You just won again. Yes. Again. You don't want to? Come on. You won. What do you think? No, we have so many prizes. Everybody's going to have a chance to win. Don't get bitter. Okay. All right, so $1 a ticket, $5 for 6 tickets. All proceeds are going to scholarships for future attendees of this conference. Thank you.
Give it up again for Kelly. She'll be back. Kelly will be back. I have never seen that done before. The same person winning a raffle twice, and it is the second time that's happened to you. Wow, but the crowd's reaction was the funniest. I'm not gonna lie, because they were genuinely happy for you the first time, and the second time they're like, I guess I have to clap. Word. All right. So I forgot to formally introduce myself, and I guess I'll do that throughout the show. But I'm one of the founders and co-slam masters of the House Slam in Dudley Square, and so that is an open mic and a poetry slam every second and fourth Friday. One of these poets coming up next is from the House Slam. Just letting you know, Lucy, you are on deck. But first, you are going to hear from a House Slam favorite, Tatiana Johnson. Give it up for Tatiana.
Hello. Hi. Say hello back to me. Make me feel comfortable. Great. It's good to be here. Thank you for having me. This is great. I never heard of this conference, and I'm really happy to be here. So my poem is about purity balls. Does anyone know what that is? Wow. Maybe you'll like this poem then. I heard that groan that somebody did. Okay, cool. I'm very familiar with purity balls, so this is about my experience. Oh, I'll explain, sorry. A purity ball, from my experience, is kind of a religious ceremony or celebration where you kind of pledge to save yourself until marriage. And most of the time, you kind of get a ring, you pledge yourself to God, and a lot of teens do it. Is that a good explanation? Cool. Yeah, there's a dance. And some this didn't happen to me, but in some places you wear like a ball gown. It's like a wedding to your dad. Yeah, mine wasn't that intense, but it was pretty intense. So, okay. All right, here's the poem. To my 13-year-old self at her purity ball, reject the notion that you are a fragment, that your private parts were made to bow down at altars, that a middle-aged man holds the power to micromanage your pussy, that your pussy is not yours, but a floating emblem outside of yourself determining your worth, Reject the notion that your integrity is cradled in the inner lining of a crucifix, that virginal women make perfect gifts for future husbands, that the very life of your narrative is to plead wholesome for another person. When you are handed your literal V card, read the promise in scripture written in Comic Sans meant to remind yourself to stay pure. Laugh on the inside. Laugh so much that your nerve endings tremble, so much that your skin sprouts goosebumps and your blood pumps proudly. Laugh so much that you make yourself come in the middle of a church pew while everyone else is praying. Revel in that pleasure. Exercise the guilt from sexual gratification, the fear of loving your body and other bodies more than God itself. Love your body. Let your hands know you from memory. Replace every memory of you being told not to masturbate with an orgasm, and repeat. Replace every memory of you being told not to masturbate with an orgasm. You are no dead thing meant to be gifted to someone on your wedding night. You belong to yourself. You are magic. You make miracles happen daily with just your fingers and your own self. Your purity is not an idol to be pedestaled. Believe it. When you are at your purity ball, wearing a silver ring on your finger at the very crux of your oral virginity pledge, dispose of the myth that this is who you were meant to be, that this lifestyle validates your existence. If you were ever a 13-year-old girl wearing white, being given away by a man to an abstract idea of a man in the sky, pray that your body will forgive you, that you won't be a sinner for too long, that your insides will swallow you whole and teach you what heavenly believing looks like. Thank you.
Give it up again for Tatiana. Wait. All right, so we're still feeling good. Yes. All right, we are going to move on with this open mic. David, you are on deck. But first, you are going to hear from Lucy. Give it up for Lucy.
Hello, I've never done this with a mic, and it's going to be pretty weird, so just go with it. Okay, this is a very quick educational public health announcement for vaginas who have sex with penises. I may refer to those vaginas as she, and I may refer to those penises as he. So I'm also going to ask you questions, so feel free to shout them out. Who can tell me what this is? Plan B. Plan B. What is Plan B? Emergency contraception. What's a situation in which someone might use emergency contraception? Condom breaks, unprotected sex, or maybe in a case of sexual assault between a penis and a vagina. So it's called emergency contraception because it's for emergencies, and unfortunately, this is not a magical pill. This is not a pill that someone can take after sex with a penis and just not get pregnant. It only works in one way. It delays the onset of ovulation. So if someone took this pill after they ovulated, what would happen to that egg in their body? What would happen to nothing? Exactly. So they would have the same chance of getting pregnant. So in the United States, emergency contraception is now available over the counter without a prescription. Yes, this is snaps. It is $40 to $50. You can get the generic version. It's just as effective. If you want to use your insurance to help you pay for it, you have to get a prescription. So, but it is only effective for 3 days. Its efficacy drops. It's also affected by BMI. Ella is the most effective form of emergency contraception. It is effective for 5 days, but it still only works in the one way. Does anyone know what the most effective form of emergency contraception is? Yes. Copper IUD. What's it called? What's a copper IUD called? Paragard. If a vagina has had sex with a penis and does not want to get pregnant and thinks that it might, it can have an IUD inserted, and it's very effective. It will prevent, if the egg is fertilized, it will prevent implantation. It will also prevent fertilization. It will not prevent ovulation, but it does many, many things in other ways. But sometimes I hear condom breaking, right? Condoms are very, very, very unlikely to break if they are used correctly. So I'm going to show you how to use a condom correctly. Okay. Who can tell me what the first step is of using a condom correctly? Okay, you're all very close. It was a trick question. The first step of using a condom correctly what? Oh my God, I love it. I'm going to change this. The first step of using a condom correctly is having also more than one condom. adapt that as a practice. The first step is, other than that, how you store it. So condoms should never be stored anywhere where there's a temperature fluctuation or where there's friction. So when I'm teaching in middle school, this is friction. So is the glove compartment of your car a good place to store a condom? No, why not? Gets hot and gets cold. What about your pocket? No. What about your wallet? No. But isn't that where people in the movies always keep their condoms? Yeah. If you, they also, unless you're watching a very good movie, like an abortion movie, and there are lots of good ones. But if you have a hot date and you think you might have sex, you can keep your condom in your wallet, your pocket, or your purse for a few hours, but you should not store it there. So if you or someone you know and love has condoms in their glove box, what should they do with those condoms? Throw them away. Okay, the next, what? Yeah, or give them to me and I can use them to teach. Okay. So the next thing you're going to do is feel for the air pocket. This is how you know that the condom does not have a hole in it or that it has not been exposed to temperatures that have damaged it. So you feel for the air pocket. You do not hold it up to a light. There's not going to be like a beam of light shooting in your eye if there's a hole in the condom. Also, do not put the condom in like water. All you have to do is feel. Can you see that there's like a pocket of air in there? Okay. Then you check the expiration date. So all condoms have expiration dates. They're very tiny. They're going to be a year and a month. So can you tell me the expiration date? October 2019. Yay! Still time. Yeah, this is still good condom. I hate to waste a good condom, but I didn't bring any old condoms. So you hold the condom. You can feel the condom in there. You want to push it to the side. Condoms come with ridges on the top and on the bottom, and that's because the condom manufacturers know that people need an easy way to open it. Never, ever, ever approach a condom with scissors. Never use your teeth, right? You see that, like, I just saw that in Californication. That's such an amateur move, David Duchovny. Never use your teeth. Yeah, like, seriously. So, it's very easy. You push the condom to the side, open the condom. Okay. Can a condom go any way on a penis, or in this case, a banana? No, why not? This is true. So this is how I teach it. Some people think like there's a beanie sombrero. I think that's really confusing. So can you see that looks like a nipple? But if it goes like that, it still looks like a nipple. So what should you do? Test it on a penis? Okay, good. But here's the thing. Never put your finger in a condom. So you can you can put your finger in there, but don't poke it. So if a person with a vagina has 3-inch fingernails, should they be the one to like open the, no. Okay, so take your thumbs and your fingers and just see if the condom rolls. So can you see that that's rolling? Okay, what if I put it on and I go, oops, wrong way. Can I just flip it over? Why not? Might be sperm. Why? Pre-cum. So pre-cum is a fluid that comes out of a penis when it is hard. It can come out at any point during the erection, and there is no way to know when it has come out, and it doesn't have any like special magical neon like glow-in-the-dark properties, but that would be amazing. And it's a way for the penis to clear out any urine that might damage sperm coming out of the urethra. So it can also have sexually transmitted infections in that. So if you put the condom on wrong, the truth is if you don't have another condom, it's better to just use the dirty side of the condom, but that's why you always need to have more than one condom. So then you're gonna pinch the tip. Why? Yes, semen can come out of a penis at up to 23 miles per hour. So if this condom is like really tight on this penis, what's gonna happen, guys? It's gonna break, right? Yeah, exactly. So sometimes I hear that condoms break because a guy's penis is so big that it broke the condom. That is a lie, right? Condoms, I can put my fist through a condom and bring it down to my elbow. They are very stretchy. They're made to stretch. So you also want to make sure there's no air bubbles because air bubbles can cause friction, which can tear a condom. So leave enough room for the semen. Let's see if I can do this without a table. Place the rim of the condom over the tip of the penis. And just roll it down. It's easier when it's attached to a body. And you can kind of like, feel and just make sure there are no air bubbles. So This penis is ready for sex. Wait. One more step. After ejaculation, the penis should immediately be pulled out of its partner. It should not hang out and cuddle and get soft. What's going to happen when this penis gets soft? The semen is going to spill out into the partner. So the penis should be pulled out of the partner, pointed away from the partner. You don't want to like fling the condom at the partner. Pointed away from the body of the penis owner and just pull it off. So then you want to tie a knot in the condom. And then where should I put this? In the toilet? Garbage. Garbage. No. Okay. Yeah. So if you have an industrial compost in your backyard, put the condom in there. But no. So, okay. I only have like 30 seconds. So, it's a very awkward conversation with your plumber. Put it in the trash can. And then wash the hands, wash the genitals, because you don't want to like go back and cuddle and then like get like semen and impregnate your partner like accidentally, like post-coitally. Any questions? Yay, thank you.
Give it up again for Lucy. Yeah. You all learned a lot, right? You all learned a lot. I can't apply that to my real life. I'm not gonna even lie. I cannot apply that to my real life. All right, Rosie, you are on deck. David, you are coming up right now. Give it up for David.
Two short pieces. The first is called The Last First. Lying on the couch, TV murmuring, his head in her lap, she absently strokes his hair. Comfort, ease, intimate familiarity achieved. The accumulation of a long list of firsts. Firsts that became seconds, thirds, and manys. Firsts that became frequents. Firsts that became matters of fact. First date and dinner. First kiss and furtive fondle. First zipper pulled and bra unhooked. First lowered head and taste of secret secretion. First passed gas. Broken wind that broke the sound barrier of privacy with hasty giggles, excuse me's, and hands fanned in effort to dispel the stench and wave away another way. They pretended to be separate private beings. The first time to pee with open bathroom door. The yellow stream echoing its splash in unabashed animal vigor. The first, yes, yes, yes. The first, oh my God. The first, can't wait to see you again. Now, no longer keeping count nor fearing secrets, he guides her hand to rest atop the hardness neath the denim. You know I have my period. So, just thought you'd want to know. Smiling, squeezing, unbuckling his belt, then, I'll be right back. Wait, let me do it. Huh? No, I'll be right back. Please. It's okay. Let me do it. Are you sure? It's messy. It's part of you. Let me. Okay, but let me get a towel. Leaning back against the couch, skirt raised, panties dropped to the floor, legs slowly parted. Kneeling before her, he stares at the braided white string. Stark in contrast to the curls of dark hair framing its disappearance between pouting lips. A white string. Tethering a free-flying kite held in place by the winds of convention, soaring into dark clouds, puffy and mysterious. A white string, a leash to hold in check a treasured pet. A white string, a fishing line set with cotton bait to sneer the hungry prey. A white string. Grasping the line twixt thumb and finger, a tug meets resistance. Lips closed, holding on to secrets, not willing to share the gossip of her gender. A stronger pull, the string taut, labia loose in their grip. The white tip appears, then the blood-soaked cotton plug, red with the rich lining of life, swings free. A scarlet pendulum, a magic, mesmerizing amulet, hypnotic, spell-casting, a glimpse into unknown worlds, distant lands, foreign soil, places and persons he can never fully grasp, but he can try. Folding the tiny red pearl gently within tissue and laying it aside, he shuffles forward on bended knee to take its place. This is the same guy about 30 years earlier. It's called Wrapping the Gift. Age 10, 2 days before Dad's birthday, lacking a box in which to wrap a bulky sweater, about to leave the bathroom, he spots atop the trash basket a large blue and white box, just the right size. Carrying the box through the house, his mother stops him, asking, "What are you doing with that?" Smiling smartly, "It's to wrap Dad's sweater in." Mother pauses. "No, you can't use that. Put it back." "How come? It's just right." "Never mind. You can't use that. Put it back." Something about her voice, her mother voice, said, "Don't ask, it's because I said so." Yet curiosity, defiance, a willingness to risk wins out. A clean and empty box, pale blue and white. The label mentioned napkins. What could be wrong? "But why not? What is it?" Her eyes narrow and voice drops. The words brief, definitive, fixed. "It's something I use." No longer mother's voice, or not merely mother, but rather mother of men, mother of meaning, mother of secrets he is not authorized to share and might never be. The matter settled, he places the box back atop the trash basket. Dad's sweater would have to settle for wrapping paper.
Give it up again for David. All right. Check in. How are we? We feeling good? Feeling great? Feeling great? Feeling good? All right. How are we enjoying the fall/summertime that's going on right now? We're enjoying the summer. It's summer, but I mean, it feels like fall, like every other day. How are you enjoying it? We're good? Or how many people are like based in Boston? Are you all based in Boston? The rest of you all are from out of town. Oh, so you don't know. You have no idea what happened here during the winter time. You all just don't know. Where are we from? Anybody want to yell out where you from? Toronto, I heard Florida, I heard. Sorry, Texas? Where? What part of Texas? Dallas. Okay. California? What part of Cali? Los Angeles. Where else are we from? Australia. Germany. Haiti? Sweden? Kenya? What? India. What? All right, word. Word, UK. We got UK in the house. Okay, all right. Utah. Phoenix. Where? Oh, man. This is great. Y'all are from everywhere. Okay, I had no idea. I thought you all are from Boston. 27 countries. You guys, 27 countries represented here? Oh, wow, wow, wow. Okay. I am honored to be here. All right, so on the open mic, we will have Jordan on deck. But first, we are going to hear from Rosie. Give it up for Rosie.
Not going to battle the stand. Does everyone know what a limerick is? Excellent. I'm doing a short limerick and then a slightly longer, more serious piece. The 6 white horses of the apocalypse rode their bikes through every metropolis. They would bump and grind as the roads would wind. Patriarchy couldn't put a stop to this. I actually wrote that piece on my bike with the help of my friends. Oh, thank you. Flow. My feet flow through each cycle. Every revolution takes me further into the cycle. Life cycle, bicycle, upcycle, recycle. My small wheels move along the road, a mirror to the larger wheel, of which I am a tiny, insignificant, and yet pivotal part. My essence is essential to the whole. The microcosm of my womb reflects the entire universe. I look at my legs, powering my bicycle across state after state. I watch as I bleed and listen to my body as my ovulation is reflected by the road. My menstrual cycle is a perfect replica of the seasons, of the stages from caterpillar to pupa to butterfly to egg. The earth rotates around the sun, just as my pedals rotate around my crankshaft. And foot by foot, mile by mile, I move forward. We move forward. Propelled by our destiny as cyclists, life cyclists. We cycle, and millennia of oppression melts away. We are part of something immense. Individually, we are just a tiny cog in the entire clock of evolution. And yet together, we can traverse a nation. Together, we can say menstruation. Period. I bleed, you bleed. We were, we are, and will be bleeders. Without our blood, life as we know it could not be. Cycling together, we conquer fear. We surmount shame. Sustainable cycles, it's a pun about bikes and periods, but it's so much more than that. Love your cycle. Our message is clear. Love the cycle. Take care of yourself and you take care of the planet. Learn about your body and you will be empowered. I watch a teenage girl ride her bike through the streets of Philadelphia. Will she have knowledge of her cycle? I see an old woman on a park bench in New Orleans. Who's learning her life lessons? A middle-aged dame in Texas tells me she doesn't like that word. And I wonder, does her daughter know her? Period? A transgender man tells of his forgotten tablets and using soft leaves to soak up his accidental summer camp flow. So many perspectives from so many places, and we've only just scratched the surface. So many lessons to learn from our neighbors. Collectively, we have a purpose. Learn to love, love to grow, as our cycle continues. I watch a playground of children. What world can we envision for them? A world where we know our bodies? Where we can be ourselves without fear? A world void of hatred? Who knows? I am but a tiny wheel on the cycle of life. Yet one small action can trigger a revolution. One cycle. One cycle. We are in it. Where do you want to go?
Give it up again for Rosie. Word. All right, we're having a good time, but also give it up for Misha, who's serving you drinks over there. Give it up for her. All right, so on deck, which means you're not coming out right now, is Yael Megan and Cheryl Midlinger. Yes, I said it almost correctly. On deck. But right now, right now, you are going to hear from Kelly really quick because we are going to do our second raffle, and I just took up so much space. Give it up for Kelly.
We got to work on this microphone situation. All right. Okay. So we have a lot to raffle off. So I'm going to try to group some things together. Also, yes. Okay. So next thing that we're going to be raffling off, Juliana, where are you? Where's Juliana? She was just here. Juliana, where are you? Okay. Thanks a lot. Everybody's really doing well here. Okay. Okay. No. So the next thing that we're going to raffle off is also a company that wasn't able to be here, and they wanted to send actual items, but it was my fault that they didn't end up getting here. So I just want to apologize to you all and also to them because I failed. I know. Feel bad for me. Okay. So it's from lunapads.com, and it's a $50 gift card that I have the code here, and we're going to raffle it off. Lunapads. Oh. Shake it up. Shake it up, shake it up, shake it up. Come on. Woo! People get excited about this. It's very exciting. It's very exciting. Okay. Here we go. Lunapads. Ledger? Lisa! Da 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 da! Woohoo! So you just enter that into the gift cards on lunapads.com. Awesome. Okay. I know, just what, Lisa, are you excited? I know, we're really batting 1,000. If you haven't bought raffle tickets, I just want to, hey, quiet down in front. Quiet down in back. All right. Also, we have a vulva puppet. That's the grand prize, okay? So everybody's just got to sit here and wait and listen to me until we get there, one. And two, we have Lunette cups. Thank you, Lunette. Woo-woo! Number of awesome prizes. Next thing that we are going to raffle off, is Juliana back in the room? Where'd you go? Okay. I'm going to let her explain. Yes.
Hey, everybody. So I have a couple of fun things that I make that that help me to disseminate this information or disovulate this information. So I have these pins. I love my period, and the ASL sign for vagina, which is a great conversation starter, especially in the deaf community. Oh, like this. Like this. So I find that they are just fun to have and wear. Okay. And then these are my so I think a lot of you actually have these, the Love Your Lady Parts mirrors. So I want everyone who has lady parts to love those parts. I mean, love your parts, whatever parts you have. But if you have lady parts, it's really difficult to see them by yourself because they're all inside and tucked in, or not. But so the Love Your Lady Parts mirrors are just, it's a mirror. And of course, you could use any mirror to look. And if you haven't looked at your lady parts lately, I encourage you to do that. It's difficult to look in a full-length mirror. You have to kind of organize yourself in that way. But these are perfectly sized to have a look. And they're really fun, actually, to give to young women, to give to people in your life who could just use encouragement to do that. So that's...
Right. Thanks, Juliana. Moontime Rising. We are also going to pair that with Chella. Where are you, Chella? Where's Chella? Okay. We're going to pair that with some of your... Menzies Mail. Okay, here we go. Shake it up, shake it up, shake it up. Woo. Sing a little song. Have a little time. Okay. Where's Jax? Woo! Jax, I'm leaving this here for you. And the last thing that I want to raffle off right now, before we go back out to amazing poetry, again, something that wasn't able to be, someone who wasn't able to be here with us, is Red Moon Publishing. And it is Deanna Liam, and she has donated 2 books, Becoming Peers, Mentoring Girls into Womanhood, and A Diva's Guide to Getting Your Period. So thank you to her and Red Moon Publishing for those 2 awesome books, okay? Here we go. Ba ba ba. Do do do. Lucy. Where's Lucy? Yay! Great gift for an educator. Awesome. Here you go. Okay, I'm turning it back over and I'm grouping things together and I'll be back in a little bit.
Give it up again for Kelly. Word. All right, so say yes. Say yes. Say yes. Say yes. I love you all. All right, great. All right, yes is one of my favorite words. All right, so thank you all for saying it with me. What? You don't want to say no? You know what I mean? No, yeah, no isn't oppressive. But yeah, say yes. Say yes to yourself, mostly. Yes to yourself. Yes to yourself. What is that? It's a float. Yes. All you gotta do is say yes. I was waiting for y'all to. No. All right. We're going to get this thing moving with open mic because we have a lot of people coming up here. So I want to make sure we have the space for that. So you all already know you're on deck. Again, we have another House Slam favorite. Give it up for the one, the only Jordan Peterson.
I'm just enjoying myself so much right now, y'all. This is great. So I want to say first that we should give it up for everybody who's already been on this mic because this has been awesome. So let's do that one more time. I really admire people and poets and artists who can speak directly to what they're trying to say because that's something I really struggle with. So that being said, thank you all for being able to do that. And then I tend to approach things sort of indirectly. So a lot of my work is persona poems and ways of keeping things at a distance, right? So that's what I'm gonna perform right now. This piece I usually can do really well without anything in front of me, but I'm having a lot of fun, so I wanna make sure it's right here. In that I've taken in a lot of poetry and words and thoughts. So this piece is called Upon Being Kicked Out of the Solar System, Pluto Responds. Yo, word on the Milky Way is, you fools are done with me. Yo, word on the Milky Way is, you want to take away my name. Give me some weak-ass number instead. Tell the entire cosmos that I am but an asteroid, an insignificant ball of mass and matter. Maybe I've been a little naive. See, I thought when public schools started teaching us as a family unit, it meant we would be friends forever. Our mnemonic device like a 9-way secret handshake, a reminder that shit don't make sense unless we stick together. I guess what I'm saying is, I overestimated y'all's loyalty. I guess what I'm saying is, I didn't see this coming. One of you could have warned me. I got 5 moons at home to think about. What will they say to me? What will I tell them? Now that you've let NASA strip them of their astronomical birthright, I know it isn't very big of me to be throwing blame around Earth. But I hear the white men you've been housing are good at this. Practiced. Heard this isn't the first time they've written discrimination into their legal policies. Heard they strip people of their identities pretty regularly over there. Heard they have pretty strict criteria for personhood there too. And now, motherfuckers gone and made oppression universal. That's right, Earth. We all know about the shit that's been going down on your watch. Seems like being able to support intelligent life isn't all it's cracked up to be. Don't worry. You're lucky, I guess, that your spot in the solar system hasn't been taken away. Don't worry. We all have something to hide, each of us. A black hole we don't want anyone knowing about. I have been really good about not spreading secrets until now. But if you think that just because I'm way out here on the outskirts, 9th place in all, that I haven't seen all this systemic dysfunction, y'all got another thing coming. Guess now that I'm out of the club, I can start telling the other dwarfs what the big guys have really been up to. We'll have to start our own team of underdogs, and everybody loves an underdog. So you planetary space republics should better watch your cowardly backs, because we outcasts. We don't mess around. We asteroids have a knack for fucking the universe up. So I hope you haven't forgotten where I got my name in the first place. You know, Pluto is the god of the underworld, which is to say I have friends in low places, which is to say this kind of betrayal reserves you 8 places in hell, which is to say don't do this, man. Just take it back. I mean, we can still kick it, right? I mean, I hope I'll still see you on the way around. Thank you.
Give it up again for Jordan Peterson. You all will never see Pluto the same, I promise, I promise. All right, so on the open mic, Meredith, you are on deck, but first you are going to hear from this dynamic duo of Yael and Cheryl. Give it up for them.
Whoa, it feels good. Woo-hoo. Whoa, okay. Schlopping examines the relationship, self-image, and memories that develop while shopping with people we love. This book is for anyone who has a loved one and wants to create positive memories that will last a lifetime.
Schlopping is a noun. It is a linguistic blend of schlep plus love plus shopping. And it is defined as the ritual of schlepping with someone you love while shopping.
Schlopping is an activity you do with a loved one that acts as a relationship enhancer. It happens when you decide you want to spend time together with someone you love.
Think about a time when you left the house with a loved one. A mother, father, son, daughter, brother, sister, grandparent, best friend, aunt, grandchild, anybody. You went from store to store, tried on endless number of garments, bought dozens of items, stopped for only a meal or a drink, and returned home tired and content. You laughed and giggled. You cried and fought, and kissed and hugged, and chit-chatted throughout the day. Chapter 2, Schlopping for your first bra, the budding of the boobs. It's her experience, not yours.
The ritual of buying your first bra is one that is often embedded in a young girl's memory. The realization that your body is growing, changing, developing, and slowly becoming a body similar to your mom's is experienced in different ways.
There are daughters who are embarrassed about their budding breasts or spreading of hair and wear baggy clothes to conceal, and those who cherish those moments as milestones to maturity and brag about it with friends, family, and on social media.
There are mothers who deal with their daughter's puberty in a very private and intimate way, and those who deal with it openly and publicly and share their daughter experience with the whole world.
As daughters, we experience this time in our lives very differently.
The developing breast tissue that I had when I was about 10 years old, according to my mother, was not something that should be seen. So now that my boobs were blossoming, Mom and I went out for our first Schlopping for Bra experience to find the right training bar. I was rather small, and my breasts were only little buds. A 28 AA was the correct size. I don't recall all the details. That is, I don't remember where we bought the bra, the color, or what we did on that schlopping trip. But I do remember the excitement of coming home, putting on my first bra, and doing my fashion show while gazing at the new image of my body in the bathroom mirror. Later that evening, when Dad came home from work, the first thing he did was congratulate me and say, "Mazel tov, it's hard to believe my little girl is growing up." Although I was proud that I was finally getting my first bra, I felt so embarrassed when he acknowledged my changing body. My mom prepared me in some ways for puberty, and the general attitude in our house was a mixed message of openness yet embarrassment about one's body. Since my boobs were already developing and my grandmother and mother had been menstruating at ages 10 and 11 respectively, my mom felt the need to prepare me at age 10. She gave me the book, the pads, the sanitary belt that held pads in place prior to adhesives, and the talk about the importance of keeping my body to myself. In my house, growing up meant I would be old enough to make decisions for myself. From the time I was about 11, I always wanted to shave off the dark, fuzzy hair from my legs that was often the focus of ridicule from my friends. They used to name-call me Hairy Legs, and I begged my mother to let me shave, but my mom always said, "Once you get your period, you can shave your legs." Thus, for me, the changes in my body, budding boobs, buying a bra, growth of external hair, and menstruation all represented maturity and independence.
I was embarrassed when others saw the changing of my body. In my house, it meant it would be the dinner table conversation, and my puberty would be the hot topic of the week, which made me feel like a monkey in the zoo. My mom, Cheryl, was so open about everything and talked about my life all the time, regardless of who was in the room. The only way to protect myself was to be secretive and not to share my experience with my mom. She never could understand the boundaries between public and private, and I knew that everything I told her would be passed on to my dad and her friends, and I would be asked about it the next morning. When I was 12 years old, a week after my bat mitzvah, my dad, my mom, my brother, and I were driving in the car going hiking in Tucson, Arizona. Out of the blue, and probably out of boredom, my mom raised her head from a macrame board and said, "I wonder when you're going to get your period. I got it when I was 12 and a half, and my mom got it when she was 11, and Gami got it when she was 10. You'll probably get it soon." Needless to say, I was embarrassed and infuriated that she said that in front of my dad and brother in a closed car with nowhere to run or hide. I blushed and became silent, only thinking, thank God I didn't tell my mom I actually got my period a few months prior. I guess it was easier for me to deal with my puberty alone than it was to deal with it with the entire world. This is a story I've never told my mom up until this moment of writing these words because I didn't want to hurt her feelings. A few months ago after the hike, I had a very painful period, which now I know is endometriosis. I had a very painful period with heavy bleeding and did not want to go to ballet class. I finally got the courage to tell my mom that I had got my period, and she tried to give me the talk. I very emphatically told her I knew everything already and shrugged off. As I expected, the next day at the dinner table with my brother, my dad asked me questions about my period. The only way I could deal with it was to scream at my mom, "How could you tell him? I told you not to tell him," and hysterically run into my bedroom, slam the door, and avoid everyone.
As a mother, I dealt with your puberty, femininity, or sexuality in an open and public way because in my home, when I was growing up, these things were not discussed. It's amazing to see how even when we as parents try to do things differently from our own parents and change our children's experience for the better, sometimes we still make the same mistakes our parents made, just from a different perspective.
I guess we were both cheated of many mother-daughter experiences throughout my puberty. So, Mom, how do I do it differently with my daughter, 3 months old, who at this moment is nursing from my breasts? Chapter 4.
Good, fat, bad, skinny. The battle of the sizes. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I can fit in that dress again.
Many times, weight loss occurs because a person wanted to lose weight. They dieted, exercised, and changed their daily routine. However, often people lose weight due to causes that may be known or unknown to them, including cancer, other illnesses, chemotherapy, depression, or hormonal imbalances. So if we tell somebody that she looks fabulous because she lost weight, are we basically telling that person that she's much prettier as a sick woman than a healthy woman? And often, we gain weight. And often we gain weight because we're happy, or we went on a fabulous vacation, or we got over an illness. And often it is because we are feeding another human being and need all the energy we can get. So why don't people congratulate on us gaining weight and not only losing weight?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, how are we feeling? Give it up for that dynamic duo right there. They know how to share the mic, which is great. All right, I'm a selfish host. I want to do a test. So, all right, this is what I'm gonna do. All right. I'm so in love with you. Whatever you want to do is all right with me. 'Cause you make me feel so brand new. And I want to spend my life with you. Baby, sin. I'm just kidding. That's good. That's good. Y'all really? That's good. That's good. All right, we're gonna have Kelly come up here, and we're gonna do another raffle because we have a lot of prizes to give away before the night is over. We have a lot of poetry, a lot of prizes. Give it up for Kelly. You can't get enough of Kelly. You can't get enough of Kelly. Give it up for her one more time.
All right. No, you guys totally can get enough of me, and you're like, please stop, please. Okay, we're grouping things again, grouping. All right, we all know Jen Lewis. Jen, are you in the room? Where's Jen? Jen, are you in the room? Where's Jen? Oh, because she's amazing. Okay, so we have a gorgeous print by Jen that I'm going to bring up later. Calm down, everybody. I'm going to bring up later. However, she has this really beautiful pack of cards, right? Pack of blank cards that I'm also going to be giving away with this lovely, gorgeous comic book from Zana Africa. Megan, where are you? Yay, thank you, Megan. Woo! And a sustainable cycle sock pack. All right. Make me feel so brand new. Okay. Boop. Deb Wiles. Deb? Where's Deb? Did Deb just pop out? Okay, that's okay. This is Deb. Deb? Where's Deb? Oh, Deb. Meant to be. Okay, we're going to leave that for Deb. Okay, that's for Deb. Next, our lovely sponsors. Lunette, the Lunette ladies, thank you. Menstrual cup, I bought one yesterday. The Tree of Life bracelet, I might steal from you. And t-shirt. This is a good one, right? Woo! I know. Awesome. Here we go. Okay. Oh my God, you guys are never gonna believe. No. It's Jen. They are conspirators. Okay. Jen won the Lunette. Awesome. Finally, gorgeous handmade items from, I don't want to say this wrong. Is it Mitu? Okay. All right. So we have gorgeous handmade items from Mitu. Thank you. We're going to pair that with a couple of books from that Amy donated from the Women's Center. A real summer read, beach read, Transforming a Rape Culture. Okay, can't wait to read that on the beach. And CEDAW, the Treaty of Rights of Women. Okay, here we go. And hold on. You guys are so excited. We have a free annual membership from Hubway. I know. Pretty fucking great. Okay. Sorry. I can say fucking in here, right? Yeah. Right? I can say fucking, right? Okay. I'm a grown up. All right. Ooh, make me feel. All right. Here we go. Sheba. Where's Sheba? Woo, Rosie. Awesome. Hey. Okay, awesome, guys. We're going to keep.
Okay.
Oh, yes. Okay, so Jax is going to demonstrate. This is one of our grand prizes. We have a few. If you haven't bought tickets yet or you want to increase your chances, which I may do. Yeah, Jax. This is the gorgeous vulva puppet. Wondrous vulva puppet. That's what it's called. You work that vulva, girl. You work that vulva. So we have that. We have a gift basket from Diva Cup, and we have a gorgeous print from Jen Lewis and other artists. Both of you won. Please come up and get your prizes. Give it up for our winners.
Yeah, give it up for Kelly. Yo, this is the greatest open mic I've ever been to in my life. Wow. There's so much going on, and you all have candles in front of you right now. This is so great. You don't even understand. You don't understand what's going on. All right, let's skip to the chorus. Baby, let's loving you whether times are good and bad, happy or sad. All right, give it up for yourselves. All right, so we still have a lot of open mic to get through. How are we feeling? We're feeling good? You don't have nowhere in the world to be but right here, and I'm glad that you are right here right now because Jeanette, you are on deck. But first, we are going to hear from Meredith. Give it up for Meredith.
All right, this is my first open mic, and I would not consider myself a poet, so this is a love story. My bush, AKA pubic hair, not to be confused with public hair. Age 14. Of all the things that happened during puberty, my bush was the most important. My bush meant I was a real woman. I started watching for the hairs long before they came. Finally 1, then 2, 5, 11, and soon too many to count. Like tiny little carrot plants erupting from the soil, some in bunches, others alone, then more arrived to fill in the gaps. And oh, how it filled out. My bush. I love to look at it and to touch it. Age 15, 9th grade, new school, new friend. She asked me if I shaved, and I told her no. That is so gross. How do you keep it clean? Guys like girls who shave. What the fuck? My bush helps keep my vulva clean. And any guy that I want to be with will love my bush. I told my mom what my friend said. Nice girls do not shave their crotches. Hussies do. I reflected on these two different perspectives, and then I shaved my bush. And it was a total fucking mistake for me. It was so exposed. I felt shame and sadness, and I knew I shouldn't have done it. I would never do it again. I paid for it for weeks as the hairs slowly came back. First, little stubs that poked into my underwear and itched and burned. Then longer, they pushed through my underwear. Ugh. I am so sorry, my dear bush. Age 19. My lover loves my bush. Face buried deep in a forest of soft, springy hair, flicking his tongue on my clit, not to be confused with a clot. Smiling the whole time. His own bushy head of hair flowing over his face, ecstasy. Age 23. Drinking with my new lover and my cousin and her lover. My cousin asks my lover if he likes it when girls shave. Completely naively, he says yes. That was the beginning of a painful night. What? So you don't like it that I have a big bush? Deer in headlights. Nowhere to turn, nowhere to hide. In shock from the wrath he had unleashed. Maybe we shouldn't be together then. And you can sleep alone tonight because my bush is not sharing a bed with you. He slept in the car. Yeah. But 6 months later, he moved in with my big bush. And 2 years after that, he married my big bush. Age 28, I read a blog post about different types of bushes. And there it was, my bush, the power bush. I read it out loud and then I exclaimed, I have a power bush! I told my husband. He laughed and said, yes, you do. We went to a party that night, and I heard my friend Jason talking about how all women shave their pubes. Hey, Jason, I have a power bush. He laughed nervously and he said, that's awesome. I laughed too. He just didn't know how awesome it was. Age 32. My relationship with my power bush is thriving these days. Sometimes I wear soft draping clothing and no panties so I can feel my bush on my legs. When I sit on the sofa, I smile at the way my bush holds my skirt above my legs. When I wear a bathing suit, I giggle because my bush refuses to be confined. And when I'm in the shower, I weed my forest of a bush to keep it from overcrowding. Recently, Jason and I were on a group trip to the beach. He said, hey, remember that time you told me about your power bush? Yeah? That was awesome. I know, it is awesome. Then I sat quietly thinking about my power bush. Pretty sadly. Someday it will slowly fade to white, and then it will fall out. And my soft, crepey, draping labia will be exposed. And I will miss my power bush. But I'll smile at all the times we had together. And I might accept that its time has passed, or I might get myself a power merkin.
Cheryl, give it up for Cheryl. Word. All right. So we're still feeling good. We're still feeling good. All right. How are we feeling? We're good. We still have a lot more to go on the open mic. Are we? Am I next? No, not yet. But you want to know who's on deck? On deck is Nia Mindy. Nia Mindy, you are on deck. Right now, I think we are hearing from Jeanette. Give it up for Jeanette.
Thank you, and thank you to all of the professionals, of which I'm not one. So, before I begin, I have to admonish one person, and that's Tommy Ann, because she hooted and whistled like a fisherman, which scared me, which made me spill my wine, so now I cannot read my poem. That's what I mean, that's what I mean. And the other person, and now the person I need to thank is Rosie, because she's gone before me, so she's attuned your ear. So you now understand an Australian accent. So you don't have to do what I do when I watch TV and I hear a foreign accent, and that's put the volume up, okay? So hopefully I'm talking loud enough, and I think I hope so. This is a different sort of love story, or maybe not a love story at all, to the one that we've just heard. It's called An Affair to Remember. My period and me, we just didn't get along. This started before it even started. 12 years, 13 years, 14, 15, 16, finally at 17. Unreliable and unpredictable. Even back then, I should have known that my period and me were just not going to get along. Like many bad relationships, we had a couple of good years. Light, quick, and fast. Then it all changed, and it even wasn't the change. Demanding and insistent, never respecting what I wanted to wear, especially if it was white. What I wanted to do, or where I wanted to go. My period and me, we were just not getting along. Starting to feel a little abused, I could overlook the inconvenience, but I couldn't overlook the pain. We tried to work it out. We saw professionals. We tried to save our relationship. But then it was clear, my period and me, we just were not on. It was hard. All separations are. But this one literally felt like I was cutting a part of me away. Maybe because I was. My period and me no longer need to get along. There is no more period in me. It's gone. Thank you.
All right, give it up for Jeanette. All right, so what? I have a bottle of wine. That's no. It's not professional. It's not professional for not a bottle, a cup. All right, a cup of wine. Let's clarify that for a second. So we had originally, right? You all with me? We had originally planned to be here until 9 o'clock. But look at you all. Look at you all. Look at you. Look at you. You all are happy. You all are sitting. You all are clapping. You all are smiling. And that makes me happy, right? But it might not make facilities happy. But we are going to stay here until they kick us out. Is that okay with you all? So we are going to try to fit in as much as the open mic. I'm going to stop singing. I'm going to stop making bad jokes. I'm just going to move the show along, okay? And Kelly is just going to give away prizes. She's just going to make it rain with raffle. With raffle. Don't tell her I said that. Nia, you're coming up next. Amy, you're on deck. But first, give it up for Nia.
Elegy for my uterus. With another black boy's blood, the street blooms. I want to bury each inside me to give them rest. Crashed aircrafts to open hangar, my womb. When I find myself with this urge to consume, I ask, can a body becoming grave be blessed? With another black boy's blood, the street bloomed. My father escaped this after officers assumed an unfound crime. His back stamped, frisked chest. A clock replaces my son, pulsing fist in my womb. No sun is muddy, trailing dirt to the bathroom. No curls spill over my fingers like a protest. With another black boy's blood, the street blooms. The body clinks to the dirt, an abandoned perfume, while my spinster egg spins down bloody halls. I nest, pillows stacked to fortress, blood exiting my womb. My palms only hold the smell of sweat, my groom, while motherhood is seized like a jewel from my chest. With another black boy's blood, the street blooms. New blood spills another name inside my womb.
Give it up again for Nia. Word, word, word. Kimberly, you are on deck. First, we are going to hear from Amy. Give it up for Amy.
Okay, first, I'm tall. I just need to point it down. So first, I was going to read a poem for my 14-year-old son, but he didn't finish it. So I told him when he overheard me talking about this, and he said, a menstrual poetry open mic? You're going to read menstrual poetry? And I said, yeah. And he said, I could write a menstrual poem. And I said, that's great, honey. Just go ahead. I'll read it if you do. And he said, I know how it'll start. I said, how? He said, my God, Watson, I've begun menstruating. So, but then he didn't actually finish it. So I thought, but my name was on here anyway. So I'm going to read you a poem that is not directly related to menstruation, but I love this poem, and I love the poet, and it's by Ellen Bass. I don't know if any of you know Ellen Bass. I'm sure some of you do. And it's called The Orange and White High-Heeled Shoes. Yeah. Today I'm thinking about those shoes. White with a tangerine stripe across the toe and forceful orange heels that fit both my mother and me. We used to shop like that, side by side. We used to shop like that, trying them on side by side. That was when there still was a man who would cradle your heel in his palm and guide your foot. Sometimes he would think he had made a sale, only to have one of us turn to the other, and he would have to kneel again, hoping to ease another naked soul into the bed of suede or leather. I thought those shoes were just the peak of chic, and my God, you bought me a pair of orange cotton gloves to complete the ensemble. Why is there such keen pleasure in remembering? You are dead 10 years, and these showy slippers, we wore them more than half a century ago. The first boy had not yet misted my breasts with his breath, and you were strong as a muscled goddess, gliding nylons over your calves, lifting your amplitude into a breastplate. Who will remember those pumpkin-colored pumps when I die too? Who will remember how we slid into them like girls diving into a cedar-tinged lake, like bees entering the trumpet of a flower, like birds disappearing into the green, green leaves of summer?
Give it up for Amy one more time. And then we're going to welcome Kelly back to the stage. Give it up for Kelly. Like it's the first time you've seen her. Give it up for Kelly.
Nobody wants to go there. That's the problem. So, here we go. Okay, this is another grand prize by gorgeous Jen Lewis. Right? That's why you have to stay. That's why you have to buy more raffle. You're right, Jax. Get him. Get him. Okay, but we have another huge major prize. Oh my God. I'm not even using the mic. What? All right, ready? Protect the coochie. Woo! And I also threw in gorgeous Juliana's pins and mirror and Love Your Lady Parts mirror and sustainable cycles. So this is a pretty amazing little package here. All right, here we go. Love your lady parts, do 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 do. It's a good song. It's a good song. It's a good I'm gonna teach it to my 2-year-olds. Okay. Amy! Where are you, Amy? Yes, you, Amy! Woo! Protect the coochie! Boop, boop. Okay, yes, thank you. Okay, next we have, once again, Luna Pads, free panty liner. So I'll give you the information for this, as well as, where's thanks? Yay! So just whoever wins this, please see both of us, me and Veronica, so that we can get your information so you can have something that actually fits you. And this beautiful print from upstairs. Amazing. Gorgeous. Okay. Here we go. Bum 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 ba 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 ba. I know. I'm sorry. Oh, it's Amy again. It's rigged. It's rigged, Amy. Do you want me to throw? I can throw it back in. Do you want me to throw it back in? Should I throw it back in?
I didn't cheat. But it's those underwear?
It's underwear, the panty line.
You know what? I'm gonna say throw it back in.
Throw it back in. You're gonna get another chance to win something later. Ooh, I'm sorry. What happened?
But if I win the vulva puppet, I'm keeping it.
All right. Fair, fair, fair. Okay, okay. Stephanie R.C. Yay, Stephanie. So Stephanie, see Veronica. But here you go, my love. And I can give you the information on the Luna Pads free panty liner as well. Okay? Unless you're immediate. Okay. All right, one more. Here we go. Oh no, two more, just kidding. Okay, Lunette, you guys know. And it's cleaner. And right? I said things, words. Dragoon.
Woo! Yay! Okay, put it on. That's amazing. All right, this is another amazing bundle. Hold. Hold, please. Hold. Chella, where are you?
I think this may be the last full set of all of the zines, including Chart Your Cycle, because I think that's the last copy of Chart Your Cycle. So if you want to start another 10 years, that's your shot.
That, where's the Glad Rag? Another company that couldn't be here but so generously donated, Glad Rags. Awesome. And this is a one-day pad, as well as their Your Guide to Better Period Naturally, collection by Glad Rags, as well as another Sustainable Cycles. Woo! Why do I say it like that? You know what I mean? It's fun to say it like that. Sustainable Cycles, you know? It feels like it's like, yeah. I feel like a rock star when I say it. Okay. Sorry, here we go. I feel like everybody hates me right now. Okay, now. Laura! Where's Laura? You're picking up for Laura? I'd like to see your credentials. Glad rag for Laura. I'm so glad that we're really hitting the age demographic here. Yeah. Heading the age demographic. Okay. Buy more raffle tickets. Thank you.
Give it up again for Kelly. Yeah. Yo, the shade of winning a raffle twice is so real. I love it. I have not seen people be so human in my life. Like there was somebody that yelled no. Oh my gosh, you all make me laugh. All right, we're gonna move this thing along. Is there a time in which you are shutting down? I need to know this. They need to know this. Don't do it. Reconsider, huh? 15 more minutes. All right, 15 more minutes. Get your red, white, wine, Sprite, beer fix. In the meantime, I think it's Kala and Sharon. You are on deck. In the meantime, we have Kimberly. Give it up for Kimberly.
So I'm going to be doing an interpretive dance to my friend's song, which we are going to play from my phone into the microphone. So this is an experiment. So yay. All right. I got a special date tonight. Everything is gotta be just right, 'cause it's my last chance. You see, tomorrow he moves to Italy. So I got my favorite scarf and I got my favorite hat. Got all my jewelry, did my makeup like a cat. I got my favorite bride, I got my favorite tea. Oh shit, I see there's blood on my panties. What the fuck do I do to cancel and just be rude? But shit, he's just a dude, and there's no way he'd be that down, or maybe he would, but what's at stake right now is he might not wanna, and the thing is I got it, he's hotter than Madonna and a lot less drama. Maybe it is still a go and he just doesn't have to know, no harm, no foul, that's why God made towels. So I turned the lights down and he still went down. He didn't even know that his face was all brown. He said, girl, you taste good, girl, you taste sweet. I said, you do it right, you'll get a monthly treat. It's just like steak, pussy tastes better when it's warm blooded. while I kept the lights low. I said, just so you know, I'm wetter than most. He said, yeah, I noticed. And if you're into it, how about a fist? I said, why not, though I never had before. If my pussy won't clot, it might as well be sore. I started screaming and begging for more. It was a scene of blood and gore. After a few hours, we showered, also in the dark. He said that he'd think of me when he moved to Italy. He said for some reason that he couldn't explain, he'd been unleashed in a whole new way. He picked me up and said, let's go again. Then he turned on the lights and he saw the stains. He didn't turn the lights down and he still went down. He didn't even care that his face was all brown. He said, girl, you taste good, girl, you taste sweet. I said, you do it right, you get a monthly treat. It's just like steak, pussy tastes better when it's warm, bloody, and tender. Warm, bloody, and tender. Warm, bloody, and tender. Warm, bloody, and tender.
Give it up for Kimberly. Just when you thought it was done, just when you thought it was over, Kimberly had more. Kimberly had more for you. Yo, that was great. That was great. That was great. All right, so we are trying to move this along as much as possible. Rachel Horn, you are on deck. But first, we are going to hear, and you all, can you all please stick to the 5 minutes? Stick to 5 minutes because we are trying to be respectful of time. We're trying to be respectful of the space. At least I am. Kala and Sharon, you are going to hear from them right now. Give it up for Kala and Sharon.
Okay, the first is a tribute to Chris Boble, written by Carla Charlou. That's her stage name. Chris Boble, you must come to the stage. That's what we've been told. That's what I've been told. So this is a original piece by Carla, and so I've been charged with reading it. All right, so you want to start this? Do the line.
Boble came to Bangalore from Boston.
If not for her, Kala wouldn't be here in Boston talking about blood and bleeding. Bless you, my dearest, boisterous, beautiful Boble. You are breaking barriers and busting myths, bringing people from north and west, south and east. Come on, Boble, twirl your bottom once again like a barefoot ballerina and beam around and bounce everywhere with a mic. We bid you bye, Boble, but not a bye forever, because we are there in the next biennial. Thank you, Boble. I bow to you and wish you best of luck, and I bless you. Boble came to Bangalore from Boston. See? Kala was a poet. See, she knew it. So she wrote this last night and finished it this morning. So see, you can write a poem just like that. She was awesome. Thank you, Carla Charlou. Okay. All right. Here, girl. Okay. All right. Okay, this piece is called Around Black Girl World in 80 Haiku or Less. In Black Girl World, peace looks like radiant sunshine bouncing off afros. In Black Girl World, love is a black kiss on full lips where darkness shines bright. In Black Girl World, joy smells like sandalwood incense, those rose hips, and kush. In Black Girl World, grace feels like Granny's top blanket, crocheted of heartstrings. In Black Girl World, hope tastes like fried green tomatoes and black bean salsa. In black girl world, Lord have mercy, is all shake-a-ray and church tambourines. In black girl world, eye rolls, neck snaps, hands on hips be the liturgy. In black girl world, souls open much like warm, gap-toothed smiles, heart of the Delta. In black girl world, the kinky tufts of Afro puffs put raw silk to shame. In black girl world, the brown girls skip wildly down the street, called by their real names. Stop, Tanka. The black but comely pedestal mist and sun-kissed lilies among thorns live in the tight space between bullets and high-risk loving. Stop, breathe, resume haiku. In black girl world, dawn breaks early for double dutch, singing sidewalk chants. In black girl world, fly girls still be fly girls, and the UNITY. In black girl world, a brown baby is here to be safe, lovely, and free. Stop, free verse. In black girl bizarro world, we pray for peace in the mundane because 9-year-old baby girls die washing their dogs. Black girl's name, Chastity, she was shot. This we do in remembrance because 10-year-old baby girls die at their own birthday parties. Baby black girl's name, Saritha, she was shot. This we do in remembrance because 14-year-old baby girls die peeking out from their own windows before they go to school. Baby black girl's name, Starkesia, she was shot. This we do in remembrance. Stop, breathe, in then out, resume haiku. In black girl world, love is a black kiss on full lips where darkness shines bright. Stop, not haiku. In black girl world, peace feels like grace. Grace feels like mercy. Mercy sound like joy. Joy smell like love. Love tastes like hope. Hope feels like God. Feels like seeing God in black girl world where peace looks like radiant sunshine bouncing off afros. Hashtag menstruation matters. Hashtag Black Lives Matter. Thank you.
Yeah. Another round of applause. That was great. All right, so Elizabeth, you are on deck. First, we are going to hear from Juliana. Juliana, where you at? Word. Give it up for Juliana.
I hope I have your full attention because I have something to say. I have a question for you tonight. And an answer, too. Who is which? Which? She who sweeps the space, lights the candle, calls the circle, stokes the fire, fans the feathers, stirs the cauldron. She who straddles the hedge, the edge of culture and the wild, bridging the divide. She who holds holy the mysteries of existence, practicing reverence. She who brings forth the transformation of consciousness at will as medicine for the people. Who is which? She who soothes and comforts and holds those in need. She who chants and drums and dances the spiral dance, raising the power and giving it back. She who keeps the old ways and manifests new ones. Who is which? She who says yes and no with discernment. Who is which? She who knows all and nothing. She who seeks knowledge, sitting at the feet of death and of birth as teachers. Yes. She who dreams the world awake, drinking deeply of the divine. She who journeys and conjures and sings over bones. She who navigates the depths of the river beneath the river. Who is which? She who celebrates and feasts and makes love with abandon. Who is which? She who walks the wisdom path, who carries the vast, fertile ocean within. She who cycles, who flows, who bleeds on the earth, then holds her wise blood inside. Who is which? She who draws down the moon and the light of 1,000 suns. She who embodies the magical nature of the cosmos, the transcendent feminine force. Witch. She who is woman, maiden, and empress, and maga, and crone. Who is which? Which she is rooted and grounded, present, aware. Who is which? She is her authentic self without apology. Who is which? Which is she who is?
Give it up for Juliana. Woo! Yeah. All right. So we have two more people on the open mic. Oh no! But we're gonna have another raffle right now. So slow clap for that. Slow clap for the raffle. Hold on. Wait. Have you all ever done a slow clap before? Has that ever happened? All right, hold on.
We're going quick now. Jesus Christmas. First of all, awesome night. Amazing bravery. Amazing bravery from all, so amazing. Okay, so next we have, I want to do a gorgeous shout out to EcoFem. Woo-hoo!
So EcoFem pads are made by a women's collective in India for a living wage. They're beautiful, modern design. And every pad includes a pad for pad donation through EcoFem's menstrual health education programs in rural Indian schools. So, and if you don't win the raffle and you would still like to purchase EcoFem pads, we do still have some left, so please see me. Thank you all so much. Yay.
Okay. So we have the night pad, one pad, and we have a panty liner. Thank you, EcoFem. As well as you've heard tale of tonight. Shopping, as well as some more sustainable cycles. Okay, here we go. Woo! We're getting down to the nitty-gritty here. Sorry, it's happening. Okay. Sadie! Where's Sadie? Sadie! Gorgeous Sadie! Okay, next up, moving right along. Also featuring Sadie. This beautiful, I want to say this correctly, Lunar 2014 by Sadie Moeller.
No, I'm serious. I really did want to say that with reverence. Come on. All right. Sadie's is going with another Glad rag, which this one is 3 panty liners. Woohoo! And the gorgeous Juliana's Love Your Lady Parts. That's a good one. That's good. It has one of your things. Okay. I'm trying to engage my witch. Hold on. Here we go. Oh my God! I am a witch! That's... You're a witch and me too. Me too, me too. All right. Do not doubt the... I'm going to give that to someone else. That's all you. Okay. Oh my God. Woo! Presence of. Working together. Okay, if you haven't bought raffle tickets, last chance, because after this, we only have a couple more prizes. All right. Lunette. Ooh, Jesus. I'm sorry. Okay, pins also on the floor. Lunette, t-shirt, wash, also a bracelet, and once again, Juliana's Love Your Lady Parts. Here we go. What if I could do this for a living, right? Like just get paid to raffle off menstrual products, right? That would be amazing. Okay. Jeannie! Where's Jeannie? Jeannie! Woo! Oh, yes. Thank you. Thank you. Yay, Jeannie! Woohoo! Okay, we're going on to the grand prizes. So, Diva Cup is also a second time around raffle extraordinaire donator. This is 2 Diva Cups. And it's a travel thing. So there's like a travel pillow, a water bottle, Diva Cups, Diva Wash. Okay. Here we go. Da 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 da. Okay. No. It was mine. I'm not taking it. Yeah, but I'm not taking. No. I'm not taking it. It was mine. I'm not taking it. All right. Alex H. Woo! Yeah. Yay, Alex! Congratulations. Okay. Last chance to buy raffle tickets. We're getting all the good stuff too after this. Jax is looking real sexy over there with her raffle tickets. Next to her gorgeous partner, Stephanie. Ta-da!
Yes, yes for raffles. Yes for different people winning raffles. Word. All right, how are we feeling? We're good? Are we good? Are we good? We have 2 more people on this open mic. Unfortunately, the people who wanted to sign up a little bit late, I cannot fit you in, and I am very, very sorry about that. I'm so sorry about that. But Olive, you are I am sorry. Olive, you are on deck. First, we are going to hear from Elizabeth. Give it up for Elizabeth.
Can you hear me? Yeah, I like to start out by fighting with technology. Menopause by Adair Lara. The mother of all wake-up calls after the hormones wear off like party drugs. The house is rewired by a blind and maybe drunk electrician. Sparks are flying, the thermostat's out of whack. It's like living in a Bulgarian hotel. Still, the craziest hotel has its dance band. I see you there in your little black dress and little black mood. You got back from Bangkok with new eyes, just in time for your first granddaughter to be born with your old eyes. You can now turn your head side to side, say no in several languages. Oh, the forgotten pleasure of not pleasing. You who skipped Ivanhoe and parallelograms, take night classes and sit up front, making yourself sharp and sure for that woman in the glass. The to-do list has changed. Do become self-basting. Do buy yourself roses and hang one over an ear. Don't finish books if you don't like them. Don't examine thighs in toothpaste-flecked glass. Do stroll in the dark up Kilimanjaro. Write books, start tea shops, paint wild canvases.
All right, give it up again for Elizabeth. And we are going to hear from Olive. Get up for Olive. Olive is trying to get in. Olive. Yes. You're Olive, right? Yeah. All right.
Thought I had enough time. I'm short. She stood up from the bed and laughed. What a pleasure to trace that path, metallic to the taste, vibrant by nature. And I cannot look away or explain why the depths that flow beneath your skin hum and glow again, again, a pulse that pulls me in. These pores pour over these bodies like rivers, blue veins, cold hands, but sweat, deep and dark and wet. The caverns of desire, pathways in the brain. This presence is a strange and foggy place, raindrops and roses on your full freckled face. Breathing slows, eyes close. The sun burns holes, red hot orange spots like the heat that rises to your cheeks. She softly speaks, "Oh, I bleed." Beneath these sheets, electricity, silent smiles, non-verbal wanting, and still she's laughing. Because that's better than what they've given me. Shame and confusion, or absolutely nothing, prepubescent post-oppression, a lifetime, a cycle, a history of women, creating women, birthing children who know nothing of what might come to them. Because nobody's telling. Sifting through sand for something worth selling, a desert of youth or a fountain of truth comes pouring out of you. Undeniable entertainment. It's hilarious and tragic. So be it. And sit with this. Intelligence, internal processes, but it doesn't end with. You may have the last laugh. Well established, the mindset of play, set in your ways, set out to solve the eternal struggle, or just cuddle. Your calm is political. Your gaze is critical. Our time is physical and short. The essence of this work, clear and complex, cursed and vexed. She stood up from the bed, pulled back again, returned to mother, lover, friend, sleeping in satisfaction of cyclical paths, maniacal laughs. Like this was always the plan. The lines on our hands, the stars of this season said, love beyond reason. Expect absolutely nothing, and you will not be disappointed. With the cosmic and conflicting course of this climb, the elusiveness of time, that sweeps sweet beneath me, sits still and easy, sleeps like boulders, unmovable things, all a part of this grand and shifting scheme. Thank you.
Give it up for Olive. All right. So that time your tampon got stuck. You were in grad school, which for the record means you were a grown-ass woman. That time your tampon got stuck, you tried to teach yourself by yourself the things your mother lost her tongue for when she gave up on your femininity. That time your tampon got stuck, your teachers at the moment were Disney show-looking white girls, giggling their way through a YouTube video in their middle school bathroom or some shit, and they told you that this part of womanhood was easy. They told you to relax. They told you that the string was smart enough to know not to insert the body, and oh, how they turned your vagina into a liar. That time your tampon got stuck, you moved from your stomach to your back. You tried to touch the ceiling with the heels of your feet. You wiggled and squirmed on the cold bathroom tile. You struck your pelvis like your fist was a gavel. There are no lifelines to use when your tampon gets stuck. There's no WebMD advice to give you when your tampon gets stuck. And just to clarify, when I say stuck, I mean untraceable. I mean, in that moment, that shit could have been anywhere between your knee and your chest. You are too young to die, and you are too old for anyone to find this cute. That time your tampon got stuck, you refused to tell a soul. You refused for anyone to rescue you from your own womanhood. There are women and there are people whose tampons get stuck sideways in their vaginas. There are people who have been outsider for so long they forget how their bodies work, or they learn their bodies from teenage white girls on YouTube. Either way, this is all just a process. Either way, you are not going to receive answers for half of the questions you ask your body. Either way, womanhood is just the longest game of chess, because that time your tampon gets stuck, you knew once it was out, you were going to have to try that shit again and again and again. You were going to have to be your own experiment. You were going to have to unshame your body for 5 to 7 days out of each month. And goddamn, if that is not perseverance, I don't know what is. That time your tampon got stuck. It takes to learn yourself by yourself, to allow life to answer questions you cannot find anywhere else. Ask any woman, and she will tell you that this is what patience looks like. And your experience is just an awkward example. So that time your tampon got unstuck, you wanted to post a status about it on Facebook. Because it was pretty fucking impressive that you got it out. You learned that you could tolerate a lot more bullshit after this experience, because no one knew what you just been through, because your body will always be a question mark, because you will never get praised for learning how womanhood works, because if you give it time, the only one truly able to rescue you is yourself. All right, so, word. Word. Oh, stop. All right, so I am going to last raffle, and we are out of here. Like, we are literally walking out the door. But first, you need to know if you want a prize. First, I forgot. Kelly, where's Kelly? Kelly, where you at, Kelly? Why are you believing me, Kelly? Word. Give it up for Kelly one more time. I hope that everybody wins.
All right, this is it. This is it. Let's listen up. I just want to say thank you to Amy. Where's Amy? Amy, thank you so much. Amy accepted all of these donations on the conference's behalf into her office, into her space in Boston. And I just really, really want to thank you for coordinating things with me and for accepting all of these. So give it up for Amy. And where's Chris? Thank you, Chris, for supporting me, giving me so much information. And Jax, for all of your help in getting sponsors and all this stuff, and everybody who's helped. And yeah, thank you for being my lovely Vanna White. I'm so honored to be a part of this group, a part of SMCR for the second time around. I will certainly be in Atlanta, and I would love to host a raffle again. So, all right, here we go. This is it. Okay, going. Jennifer, where are you? Can you model for us your gorgeous t-shirt?
This is a goddess suit cover-up, one of a kind.
Woohoo!
All bodies can be goddesses.
Going along with?
Along with a copy of the catalog from the show that I did before and a bracelet wherever it was.
Yes, the bracelet is also here.
Ah, and one of the bracelets that I made with the
Woohoo! All right. That's going along with a number of the things that we've become acquainted with this evening, including Juliana, including Sustainable Cycles, including Zana Africa, and where's Chella? Where'd Julie go? Hey, woohoo! Okay, so that's all going. Ta-da! Here we go. Lucy! Lucy! Yeah. Lucy. No, I mean, you are welcome to distribute as you see fit. Yeah, because Lucy won. Bother her, though. Make her give you something. Okay. All right. We're getting down to the final three. I really want to highlight. Hold on. Just a couple more minutes, guys. I know. It's late. I really, really want to highlight. Where's Claire? Okay. So, Claire, come up here, Claire. Claire, this is your first time at the SMCR conference. She's from Taiwan. She's been working in Nepal, and her luggage got lost until today. Ta-da! So she, instead of being bitter, she has been this gorgeous light of positivity and just bringing so much joy to us. And she has also generously donated, can you hold it up? This beautiful Nepali-made moon gift. And it has these gorgeous, organic, hand-sewn cloth pads, right? As well as this beautiful little carry bag. And so, and the box is gorgeous. So I want you to be able to say, how do we say the name?
Okay. Hello, I'm Claire, and I'm having the one social enterprise in Nepal. It's called Dharti Mata Sustainable Workshop, and we produce Love Lady pads in Nepal. And as you know, recently we have suffering the huge earthquake. So, but now we are helping the village to rebuild their house based on natural building. Yeah, so our pads are made by organic cotton with vegetable dye. So those pink color are made by madder plants. Yeah, so hopefully this gift goes to someone. Yeah. Thank you.
On? Oh, ta-da. Sorry, you guys hate. You're like looking at death stares. Okay. Juliana! Do you want... Woohoo! Thank you. All right. Okay, let's get down to the last two. I showed it to you before. It's just as beautiful. Jen Lewis's print. Gorgeous. And widening the circle. I'm just going to get, okay. Marie Hansen. Yay, Marie! All right. Congratulations! Can I get a drum roll for the... Where's Chris? Chris, where are you? I want Chris to pick this because I don't need any more death stare. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, I just want to say that the information for... It's houseofchicks.com, houseochicks.com. The Wondrous Vulva Puppet by Dory Lane. Okay. Chris. Yes. I think for the grand prize we have to give it out tonight. Okay. I know. I love Megan. She's amazing. We love her. But we have to give it out tonight. That's the rule. That's the rule. Ruby. Awesome. All right. So we still have information about everything that's been given out tonight out on the table. We have cards, pins. I just want to thank everybody who's helped me put this together. I want to thank SMCR, Chris, Amy. Awesome night. All right. I'm out.
Feminist walking tour. Yeah. All right, folks. What just happened? So I didn't prepare a goodbye speech, but I wanted to make sure I thanked Janae and the House Lamb. Who totally stepped up when Dominique Christina had to cancel. Broke our heart, but Janae brought it. All right, so we'll see you in Atlanta.